Hi.
How
How
are
are
you?
you? Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. Have you
I
been?
know. Good.
Good. Yeah, I know. I feel the same way. So are you, tell us, okay, so it's Denyse Schmidt and you are hailing from Connecticut.
Yep, I'm in Bridgeport, Connecticut right now. And I came home because the internet is worse at my studio, but I'm not sure it's so good at home right now either.
Well, you look sharp.
Oh,
So
good.
yeah, you're looking good.
All right.
Um, so tell us how are you quarantining? Like, are you able to go to the studio?
I am, technically, there's about 30 artists in the building where my studio is, and everybody talked about it via email. So um, normally I hardly see anybody when I go in, so
Oh
it's,
yeah,
it's totally okay.
yeah.
But I kind of lately I've been preferring to be at home anyway because I have the kitty cats. um,
No.
and I just like being at home. I can make lunch. I can make lunch more easily. I don't have to pack it up in the morning and blah 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 blah. So I like being at home, and I can
And
see people outside. There's people walk. It's not like I'm really isolated, so I'm okay with that.
and you're pretty close to the water too, so you can walk along the beach. Am I right?
Yes, you are right. And actually, there's a little walk near me called St. Mary's by the Sea, this little section of the town where I live. But it's actually been very crowded because everybody's home.
Uh,
So I've been finding other places to go that are a little less crowded. Or I ride my bike.
yeah.
It's really flat around here, so I can ride along the water, and that I really love doing that. And then I'm not in danger of getting too close to anybody.
So tell people like how are you doing creatively during this? Like what's your barometer? How are you able to function foot
um,
wise?
I think like a lot of people, I'm up and down, so I sometimes I feel very distracted. I think that's the hardest part. You're kind of so easily, I've been like that anyway for a while, that I've noticed it's like I'm not as able in my 50s, late 50s, I'm not as able to switch back and forth. And, as a creative soul entrepreneur person, you're doing that all the time. You're, you know, doing accounting, you're doing marketing, you're creating things from scratch. And that moving around is harder for me now. It's harder to make, and now during what everybody's going through, and I see that a lot, and when people are posting and stuff, that everybody's sort of easily distracted. So that's been a challenge to be focused, but I'm working on it.
Yeah. I mean, I
How about
think
you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. I think the thing that's been hard for me, in addition to, just lowering the bar of creativity and
Yeah,
expectation and all that,
right.
uh, what is impressive to me about you and other people, and the thing that I struggle with before all this happened, is I'm not very good at marketing. Like writing an e-newsletter, I think about like, okay, how many people are going to unsubscribe after I e-newsletter? It's a horrible way to go into an e-newsletter because I try and go in and write something that's going to be informative and content driven and
Right.
with an event or something that I'm trying to publish, but that fear of or the anxiety about like, oh, how many unsubscribes am I going to get after I
I
send
don't.
it? And I feel like it's a little bit exacerbated by this whole pandemic. Like I find myself going in even more. And it's just kind of a constant balance of trying to figure out. I don't know. That's just one of the things that I'm struggling with.
Yeah, I would never say that. Like, I would never guess that you felt that way. I would, yeah.
Yeah,
I just,
sure,
I guess
sure.
we all have our. It's hard, but I'm finding that I think everybody, you know, like even what you're doing with this chat, I mean, it seems to be what we're all craving right now, is this
Yeah.
reaching out in an informal way and touching base with people. I've heard from, you know, here, I'm talking to my family a lot more than I had done. And I've heard from a lot of friends, and I'm contacting friends that I haven't talked to in a long time. And that feels great. And I hope we continue that to some degree, because
Oh,
it's so much more real, and I'm feeling like there's a desire, or I don't feel like the selling marketing kind of thing is
yeah.
going to resonate with anybody anymore. And that's okay, but because we love what we do, and just by sharing what we do and being honest about where we're at, I think is all that anybody's looking for right now. Anyway,
Yeah,
I mean, we're all in the same boat.
we are. Yeah, no, I think that's totally true. And yeah, because I mean, we don't know where our own businesses are going to go through. And you probably had a number of events or teaching deals that were
Yeah.
going on. So
Yeah.
how are you adjusting? How are you acclimating?
I'm fine. You know, right now, that's what I keep telling everybody. I'm okay right now. You know, in terms of, and I really am. You know, I had to cancel some teaching, and it's been disappointing. I had 2 big trips. I was going to Italy in June and France with Kari Meng in July, and then I got a residency the end of May at Haystack, a 2-week residency. And I was like, oh my God, this is going to be a transformative year for me.
Yeah.
So those will all happen another time.
Are they just
Um,
are they just getting deferred like for
yeah.
their next year or
The trip to Italy, you know, was just friends. A friend had rented a villa, and I've never been to Italy. Um, so I don't think, you know, that'll necessarily happen again, but I will go to France next year, and I put it on my website with the
awesome?
new dates,
Okay.
and I will go to Haystack next year. So,
Good. Okay.
yeah, I'm very excited.
A little sabbatical at home.
Yeah. And I can still look forward to it. It's still a real thing. But I've actually been, you know, I've had a lot of work on my plate right now. So, you know, even though I had some classes cancel, I'm actually quite busy. So that one thing that I am most excited about maybe is that I'm working on fabric designs for Wyndham, my first collection for Wyndham Fabrics.
Oh my gosh, tell us about that. When's that going to debut?
That is going to be shown at October Market, if there's an October Market, and so I guess it'll be ready to ship in 2021. And this is, like I said, it's my first collection, so I haven't designed any fabric in over 2 years, and I'm a little rusty, so it's, yeah, I forgot how long it really takes, you know, to draw everything, but I'm excited about it, and I can't say much more about it than
I
that,
know.
except I'm really conscientious right now about, you know, having more in less, you know, like making it a tight group. I want it to be easy for shops. You know, everybody's going to be, you know, I think it's wiser to sort of make it easy to bring in a small collection, you know, not a huge investment. And I do
Okay.
think even everybody at home is kind of more focused on, you know, keeping it simple, not having more than you need, just using what you have and stuff like that. So I'm very conscious of that right now, and I wanna make it sort of value packed, tight group,
Okay.
but
Yeah. So, so with that premise in mind, how many fabrics are you thinking? Like, what will be offered? Do you think when it comes out in October? Debuts in October at Quilt Market.
yeah, it's too early to,
To know that,
yeah.
okay, yeah, that's
um,
okay. But
yeah,
I think people are going to be so excited to see some fabric from you.
I know it's been a while. It's really been a while. And then I've been, you know, I have this my cheater thing.
Yes, I've been watching that on Instagram. Very
Yeah.
cool.
Woo.
Lovely.
What? Can you see?
Lovely.
It's huge, so you won't be able to see the whole thing.
Now, I think I saw some tote bags even being made out of that. Am I
Yeah,
right?
this is a reprint. So the first version of this was about half the size, and it was
Yeah.
on canvas. That was
Okay.
back when I was with Free Spirit. So I'm doing this independently, and it's printed on a wide, it's a shirting cotton. So it's like quilting cotton. It's the same weight, but has a little bit more drape. So you could make outfits. You could make a beautiful dress out of it. I know, and I've always loved cheater fabric and cheater cloths, and so this was, I have, I have this project that I want to do of kind of recycling a lot of my earlier artwork that I did for Free Spirit, but also from Joann's, and recombining them and making panels that are, that's the only way that I can do fabric independently, is to do it as a panel. So, and yeah, so this was the first one, and I just wanted to use, the artwork already existed, so it was a good way to test the waters without like making myself crazy.
So Michelle Musk is asking, I want to see that dress. Do you have any of that fabric in a wearable yet? Or is it
Not yet. Not yet. Maybe I should send it to Michelle to make something. And then we're in the middle of the proverbial
yes,
quilt.
I want to talk about that.
I know.
So you go first, because then I have a response to it. But okay, so first of all, somebody's asking your Instagram handle. It's Denyse. Oh, there we go.
At DS Quilts.
Oh, dsquilts.com
is my website, and then
website. It's a little backwards.
Oh, is it?
Down? Yeah, because you put it down in reverse. Just reverse. Oh, there we go. Yes.
So the proverbial quilt along, we are in week 4 of 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And we had planned this back when we were thinking, well, it's like, an election year, and in Australia they've had all these fires, and people are going to have a lot to say. And
you had very different motivations to have this than what it is now. Whoa.
Yeah. It was so strange, and so it's been, and it's going to keep getting more and more interesting. And if you follow, the hashtag for that is proverbial quilt along hashtag.
Yeah.
And see what everybody's doing. So there are a lot of responses to what's happening now with the coronavirus, and but also just some other things as well. And as I said, we had planned it not under these circumstances, but I think so many people, because they're home, a lot of people are crafting or sewing or knitting or whatever it is that gives them the opportunity to do something with their hands, which helps to calm our mind. And the bonus is that this pattern includes the full alphabet, so you can say whatever you want. And I think that is therapeutic in a lot of ways, to make those letters and go through this process. I was working on some of my letters last night. I didn't have a P, but I have an R, which is pretty close. And you use that time as you're making, to reflect about things, about how you're feeling. And I just think it's a really healthy way to process stuff like this.
So Leslie Tucker Jennison just writing right now, it's the perfect project. I'll just share with you, Denyse, really quickly. I downloaded it about 3 weeks ago, but I kind of got caught up in the mask making, so I've been doing that. But I'll just share with you really briefly where I am so far with it. So how I'm doing it. so obviously I printed out, I've got everything binder clipped, and I like that because I can
Yeah.
take it all apart. And then this is my quote. Remember, Red, hope is a good thing, maybe the best of things, and no good thing ever dies.
Oh.
And that is from the Shawshank Redemption.
Oh yeah.
It's what
Oh, Pokey,
it's
that's
what
great. I
it's
love
quite
it.
long. It's quite long.
Yeah.
But so then I went through the alphabet and I figured out how many letters I needed to make from each
Yeah.
letter in my proverbial quilt. And then what I did was I cut up every letter, all the bits and pieces, because you have to have a 1/4 inch seam around all that.
Right.
But then I made a second copy so that I could reference it between the negative space and the positive space for the letter.
Yeah.
And then how many I need from that.
Oh, that's so smart.
Well, no, I had help. I got to give credit to Leslie Tucker Jennison. She and I've had a couple of Zooms about how we're tackling this guy. Yeah. We tried to cheat. Like, we were trying to say, can we paper piece this? No, you can't paper piece this.
You can actually. You can.
Oh, you can't.
Yeah, but I've always done paper piecing from the front, so I may like do it weird, but
Well, this is how I'm tackling it, and then my letters will be in green.
Ooh, nice.
I know these are pretty cool fabrics. These are overdyed by Wendy Richardson of Quilt Tapestry Studios, and they're very positive, and I like the butterflies and green. Green to me is the color of hope.
Yeah, I agree.
So then my negative colors are the colors in between that. Actually, that one's probably too, but it's going to be like neutrals.
Yeah.
So I got to pull all that. But anyway, so that's how I'm tackling that. But I can't wait to dive into it. I'm really excited. Because now that I've done all the work cutting out.
What's that?
Sorry, what? Go ahead.
What did you say? No, I missed what you said.
Oh no, I was just saying, now that I've cut out all the templates, and actually the lettering I did on cardstock, like the little for the individual, and Leslie Tucker Jennison had a really good idea in that to take double-sided adhesive, like a tape, and put it on those to kind of make sure they don't get surly and move around.
Yeah, on the I saw that. That's really smart.
Yeah, so I'm going to do that. And then cut out, and then I think once it gets, she made a really good metaphor. It's like cooking. Once you measure all of your ingredients and get everything going, it's gonna go quick. Yeah. You know, then it's just a matter of doling out the letters.
I'm in the process of, I'm like you, it's like I did the letters with the most, like I had the most A's and E's, and I did all those. I was looking at yours. You had a lot of T's and I's, but those are easy.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
So, well, that's good. Yeah, I'm really excited about the challenge, and the hashtag, the proper hashtag is proverbial quilts
along.
Yeah. Okay. Because there's a few variations. If
I
you
know.
Have to pick it up.
It's my fault.
No, it's all good. It means everybody's like.
Or maybe it's the. I don't know. I see this is why I can't remember. It might be the proverbial quilt along, or that's why I just use both.
Yeah, that's all good. Awesome. So, okay. So are you home with George and Elliot?
Yeah. George, come here, baby. Come here.
For those who don't know,
I'll be right back.
2 super cute kitty cats. Oh, Wendy, you're there. Yes, I'm using your fabrics for my letters of hope.
This is George.
Hi, George.
He's looking at his brother.
Oh,
they are so cute. Oh.
How old are they? They're young.
They just turned 8 months.
Yeah, they're babies.
They're just babies. They're just babies.
Aww.
And they're so good. I always knew that I would get cats again.
Yeah.
My other cats, this Scout died like a year ago, April.
I remember that.
Yeah, and but I was telling myself that I should get, like the difficult to adopt kind of cats. Yeah. I don't know why, but then I just went and got kittens, and they're so sweet. So.
Well, that's awesome. A friend of mine here in Napa, she's a quilter, a knitter, a musician. She's amazing. I don't know if she's watching right now. Ellen Blakey, if you're there, wave. But she just adopted. What's so wonderful is like, because I have 3 foster dogs and a foster, I adopted them,
Yeah.
4. And Ellen, what's been so wonderful, I guess if you're going to look in the silver lining in the pandemic, is like the shelters are getting cleared. Like everybody's out there fostering. Oh, there's Ellen. So Ellen fostered a cat named Toby, who apparently had problem peeing in his litter box.
Oh.
She's had him for at least a week now to foster him, but I think she just changed his litter and she took him home. He's super affectionate. I have a feeling she may keep him. I'm not quite sure.
I'll have to check in and see how that's going.
Yeah, I may bring her on someday if I can get her on this, because she's extremely talented in everything that she does.
Yeah.
And she's a cat lover, so.
My kind of girl.
Yeah. All right. So so you have a fabric line coming out with Wyndham. It's going to be debuting at Quilt Market in the fall. That's so exciting.
Mm.
And so what else? Is there anything else like in this interim period that?
No, I have, I actually have a bunch of quilt orders I've been working on. So I've been posting about some of those. I'm making very slow progress on those. So, I have to kind of step it up pretty soon. But
do you mean, are you saying, when you say quilt orders, do you mean like commission pieces?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I know. So I have 3 quilts right now that I'm working on. And, and then, I always get inquiries about doing custom work or commission work. And so that takes a little bit of, you got to pull swatches and write the letters. Yeah. And so there might be a few more. I don't know. I never know.
Yeah. No, but that's good that you've got that in the can.
Yeah.
Yeah. So awesome.
Yeah. And then hopefully we'll be able to get back to classes. I don't know what's going to happen with that.
Now, are you doing anything online? I love that your patterns are available via PDF, because that just made it super easy.
Yeah.
To download.
I'm so glad, I did that quite a few years ago, and it is so easy and it's instant, and it really answers your need. But I haven't done a whole lot of video classes. I don't know. It's a whole other ball game.
It is. Yeah.
I would want to do it with, cartoon things above my heads, like, wow, blam.
Well, I think I have a graphic designer.
I'd need help. What?
I have a graphic designer who could help you with that. To be honest, I'm actually making a little commercial for these little deals that I'm doing, and she helps me with Craft Napa. Her name is Nico Perez, and we just came up with a really cool graphic design for these little IG lives that I'm doing that I think is going to be pretty fun. Yeah. So if you need help, let me know, because I have some.
Now, did you have to cancel your event, or?
Okay, excellent point. I haven't made that decision yet. It's not until next January. I've canceled all my retreats this year. I had a bunch of stuff planned, and I especially with the additional liability of having people come on my property, that just doesn't feel safe to me. As far as Craft Nap in January, I am prepared for it not to happen. The hotel is closed, so I can't even talk to them about the event space, all that. But I don't really feel safe running an event without a vaccine yet. And
I know.
It looks doubtful. I mean, I was expecting about 250 to 300 people this next round. And that's just beyond I think it's going to get to like maybe 50. So I'm probably going to move to an online event in January. I'm trying to cobble or do the initial thinking for something that would be somewhat different than the other events that are being offered and make it very personable. Right. And then hopefully go back to a person-to-person retreat in 2022, which I can't believe I'm saying 2022.
I know. Isn't it crazy?
It is nuts. I feel somewhat fortunate that I was able to skate through January and not have an issue. And this thing didn't come up, I think, until about the third week of January is when I got wind of it, and Craft
Yeah.
Napa had literally just ended. It was just over.
Wow.
So I got really fortunate. I feel really hard for all the small kind of mom and pop outfits like myself who just had to, you know, there's no pandemic clauses, there's nothing.
Right.
And then like,
Right.
I just think a lot of empathy is needed at a time like this for people, because I think it's just tough all around, you know.
Yeah, and I feel like everybody understands that. I had two workshops in my studio, and I've rescheduled them for now, end of August, because it was like, I don't know, and that we may or may not be able to do that. And mine are small. It's only 10 people is all we can handle.
Okay, how many people? Okay, yeah.
But you know, everybody was willing, you know.
Yeah.
Nobody was looking for money back yet. So that was very helpful, just to not have to deal with that right away. And it may be that, you know, it comes to that at some point, who knows, but hopefully. It's a tough time. It's a tough time for everybody. And I do hope that this sort of fellow feeling that everybody seems to have, this understanding of how we're all in it together, I hope that supersedes, you know, I hope we get this under control and we get that vaccine, and then that some of that carries over into our normal life, whatever that is.
I agree. I think this is giving us, I mean, again, trying to find the positive in this. I think we're all learning a level of empathy that or patience that we may not have ever had to exhibit before.
Yeah.
I can't say it any other way, but I hope we carry that over. I mean, it's this is something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
well, it's so nice to see you.
I know, it's so nice to see you, and I'm glad I got to see. That was Elliot, right?
That was George.
Oh, that was George. I got
George.
it.
George is the black and white one.
And yeah, Elliot's the orange and white one.
Yeah. Can you see the little portrait my friend did?
Yes. I saw that you posted that on Instagram the other day.
I know.
That's the cutest. So cute.
She totally got them too. I just love it.
Awesome. Well, good. So, all right. Is there anything else you want to share about any information? Like, you have a newsletter.
Yeah. So if you go to my website, the dsquilts.com, there's in the lower left, you can sign up for my newsletter. And, you know, if I'm lucky, I get one out once a month. One year I was looking back, and there was one year I only sent 2. I'm really bad at it. No, so I won't flood your mailbox. And you can, you know, that's the best way to sort of stay in touch with me. But then, and Instagram, I'm more active on Instagram than on Facebook.
And again, your Instagram handle is?
@dsquilts.
DS Quilts, guys. That's neat. Awesome. Well, so good talking with you.
Same here.
All right.
See you on the other side.
Yeah, I'll see you on the other side. By the way, I don't know if I'm going to put it up somewhere, but Patty Kopic had a really great interview the other day.
I want to see that. I want to see that.
It is so cute. Amazing. It's so cute. I've got to figure out the platform.
That group, I'm still in touch with like everybody that was in that class.
Oh, okay. So just real briefly, we had the first Modern Masters from the Modern Quilt Guild here at my barn in June of 2017, and it was a lot of people. Like, I was freaked out because I was so worried about design walls, because people were making big quilts, and I think there was like 15 people.
Yeah, it was a lot. I don't remember. But
it was such a good group. I mean, everybody was Sorry. Sorry. But They
That's all
were
right.
like amazing, like Bob Peterson
I
and
know. And
like
Lauren
all
and
of them.
Billy from
Yeah,
LA.
Billy. And,
They
yeah, there
just
was just
brought me out to Palm Springs. I don't know if you saw that, but it was
I
Lauren and Billy that brought me out. They had some
oh
other friends come and they rented this amazing house in Palm Springs with a
that was like
pool.
was that last summer?
Yeah, it was just, or this fall. I don't know. It was recent.
It looked very posh. I was like,
It was
what?
fabulous. It was so fun. But
That's awesome.
everybody was so, I don't know. There was something magical
Yeah,
about those 4 days.
fun.
Yeah.
And Patty was there.
Yep.
Yeah, it was just a really fun time. We'll have to do a follow up.
That would be, yeah.
A
Yeah.
reunion. Yeah,
Yeah.
when this whole
Thing.
shit show is over. All right.
All right.
So good talking to you. Looking forward to hearing more about your line in the fall.
Thank you. Take
All
care.
right. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Oh my gosh. How great was it to hear from Denyse Schmidt today? Thank you guys for joining us. I'm going to record this. This is going to go live. It'll live somewhere. I just have to figure out the perfect platform. Carol Soderlund, I think you came on a little later, but thank you for your email yesterday. You are correct in that unless you are certified on Instagram, you can't put videos on the IGTV longer than 10 minutes. And I'm not certified. I don't even know how to do that. But I'm trying to figure this out via YouTube, Facebook, whatever. But they will be somewhere so everybody can see them if you couldn't join us today. Oh, Kristen LaFlame, it's so good to see you. Would love to have you on someday. So thank you guys for watching on this Monday, April 20th. I hope you guys are starting a good start to your week, given everything. Whew. This is tough, guys, but I'm really grateful for you guys coming on every day at 1 o'clock. I'm quarantining by myself. This is the only real social time I have every 24 hours. So thank you. You guys be safe, stay well, and I will see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And I do have some people coming on this week. I will start announcing on Instagram. Okay. All right. Take care, everybody.